helps to transition to the right freaking thing. Hopefully this audio is working. I'm hoping. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome. There it is. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, good. Well, at least that part of it's working. I had all sorts of issues. Welcome to Sidetrack Sunday number 4 for the month of January of 2024. It happens to be the 28th of January, and this is the 200th live show for Sidetrack Sunday. And if I would have known back in 2020 when I started doing the shows, by myself, the first 3 or 4, if anybody would have told me that I would be a part of a crew that's done 200 of these, I would have told them they were nuts. But then again, we are nuts, but and to be perfectly honest, it's the folks over there in chat, and I'm hoping I'm pointing in the right darn direction because YouTube is behind as always. It's the people in the chat that have made this possible. So we'll see if we can do this for another 200 more, eh? So as you all know, we've got our Smurfs, as Rick so politely calls them. They're the folks with the wrenches. Those are the moderators that are hopefully here to keep me in line and keep you all in check or whatever. So we're going to go over the participants list real quick. And there seems to be like 24 of us in here. We've got Darby Rail Services here. We've got Mike from the Deep Run Railroad. We've got James over at the Dundas Junction. We got JD over at Grandpa Rails. We got Rodney, Hot Rod Rodney 25. We've got Heath over at Humanity Junction. We've got Mr. Joe Rader over at the Black Rock Central. We got Mr. John Benicki. We got Mr. John Knopfel. We've got Lynn McCurdy over at the HDMMRC. We've got me, although I'm not sure that I'm here. We've got Mr. Ron Moen. We got Mr. Ron Montague. We got Russ over at the Rockin' O Railroad. We got Mr. Santa Fe Bob in the house. We've got John number 2 over at the Schuylkill River Valley. We've got Steve 87 PSAT. We got Tim D. We've got Les over at We Us and CORR. And we've got Wig Wag Workshop, or 3Dub. He's always in the caboose. And of course, there's been some folks that popped in while I was reading off. So we got Opa Dodge in the house. We've got Ed over at the Happy Valley Hobbies. And I think that was everybody. And if you happen to hear clicking, it's because of the fact that right now the microphone is right next to the mouse. All right, so Thomas Moore Trains, welcome in, sir. All right, so I'm not here alone. Well, I am, but I've actually got somebody hanging out in the basement. I guess you could say my partner in crime. He was the one that I don't know, orchestrated this whole thing, maybe, or at least part of it. And of course, you know who we're talking about. We're talking about John number 2 over at the Schuylkill River Valley. Welcome in, sir.
Hey, Ray. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. And I like orchestrated. That adds a bit of class to the show.
I was going to say class. We never had any of that.
Well, I said a little bit, right?
Instigated. Russ has got it right.
Instigated, yeah.
I just realized I forgot to change shirts, but well. Happy birthday, John. Oh, Heath. Oh, man. So
Maybe-
I have a question for you, sir. When you and I started talking about this back in 2020, did you have any idea that we would be doing 200 shows?
Oh no, I figured if we made it 3 or 4 months, we were doing pretty good.
well, you know, like I said, it's the guys, it's the folks over in chat that really drive this whole thing. And I mean, I know you've probably got your show is probably out of the bunch now is probably the most serious, although we still get you sidetracked, or at least we try.
Right.
You know, and it kind of goes downhill from there. So you want to talk about class? You got the class, and then you've got the rest of us that are class clowns. But you know, but yeah, like I said, I mean, I cannot believe when, hey, Kyle Stevens is in the house. You know, when Sparky mentioned, hey, you ought to start doing live streams. And I'm like, yeah, right. Nobody's going to watch me. So, you know, and then, you know, like I said, I did 3 or 4 shows, and then you got a hold of me, and then we, you know, brought in Jason and Heath, and then you guys brought in Rick, and then, you know, things changed. We brought in Nisi, and, you know, Jason took a back seat, and then Heath kind of took a back seat, but you know, we've kept it moving, and I'm impressed that we've been able to do it this long.
So am I.
Well, between the technical issues and which I had again today, I mean, that the reason why I'm laughing about the technical issues, I was telling John before we got started. I said, here it is. You know, I'm still borrowing my daughter's computer, and when I hooked everything up and had started the computer, nothing wanted to work. The cameras wouldn't turn on. The mic wouldn't come up. I'm like, what is going on here? I haven't changed anything. So, but then I went ahead and upgraded to, I think it's OBS 30 dot something. And that didn't fix the problems. The issues are still because there's something goofy with Logitech and the cameras. It wants to mess with the microphone, but anyway, I appreciate you jumping up here. You got anything to say for ourselves?
Not really. I mean, Rusty from Possum Bayou just stopped in. So hi, Rusty. And Mike Rail Artist is here too. So hi to you, Mike. No, I really didn't have anything to say. Like I was telling you before the show, it's been a really long week. So I'm not planning on hanging out very long. But I figured with you starting the Sidetrack Sundays, and then like you said, me orchestrating it, I should at least stop in and hang out with you for a little bit.
No, that's all right. One of the other we've got somebody else breaking down the back door. Oh, look at this. We got Ron and Heath.
Oh.
There's this guy sitting behind me that's making all kinds of noise over here. I can't take a nap.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Ron, trouble.
You know how it goes. How's it
Ron,
going?
it's going. The trouble is on the train with you.
I gotta give.
I was trying to take a nap, and Ron over here keeps breaking the seat,
Exactly.
making all kinds of ruckus.
Every time I walk to look around the show, there he was. I'm like, is anybody else here?
Oh man.
Can you hear the what's that called, a horn?
Yeah, I heard
You guys hear the
horn.
horn?
Yeah, just went over
Yeah.
a railroad crossing. I saw the flashers in the window. So
Uh,
what's going on? What's going
yeah,
on, Heath?
we're trying to get home.
Oh man.
We're coming back.
It was funny. I was in the seat for like 2 minutes before I realized
We lost them. They're gone. Oh, they're back.
he's still up.
No, we're still here. You're breaking up real
Oh,
bad.
they're
Though.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are breaking up really bad. Too many people on the too many people.
We
on
don't
the
like
train
each
on the
other. That's
Wi-Fi.
why we're breaking up. It's over. We're done. We're done.
Oh, jeez.
No Wi-Fi.
Yep, they're gone.
We lost him.
You lost him.
While Heath was up, Lynn McCurdy brought up a good point. I'm going to have an interesting unboxing next week. Before Lynn went to the to the Antarctic, he had sent me a box of some vehicles for my diorama and my show scale layout.
Okay.
And that box has been sitting right there. I'm touching it for about 2 months, calling my name. So I've been waiting for an STS when Lynn was back. So I really can't wait till next week.
Oh, there you go. We've got something to look forward to. At least we know it won't take as long as Heath's unboxings.
Right. Definitely no 4-hour unboxings.
And no blue smoke either, but
no blue smoke.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. What we got ourselves into and what we keep doing. And like I said, if it weren't for the folks that are sitting here in chat.
You just saw his comment? Yeah.
Oh, there was Alan from the Mason-Dixon popped in also. I did see that. So, but yeah, I mean, this has been a ride and a half, and I'm really looking forward to the next 200.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, where does that put us? No. Oh man, I got to pick on you. I figured you'd have a count by now.
No, I didn't count. See, I'm more of an historian.
Okay.
Yeah. As an accountant, we tell you where your money went, not where it's going.
Not where it's going. Well, people have told me.
Yes, Steve, I did go back and count and make sure that Ray is number 200.
At least that's what everybody keeps telling me. But anyway,
Hey, good evening, Ian. Good to see you, man.
Hey, Ian. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm with you. I had a heck of a week last week too. Like I told you, Monday I put in 15 hours. I think it was. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess.
Well, this time of year, just about every one of my weeks is a mess.
I know where my money's going. It's going away from me. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I can concur. Santa Fe Bob, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Great way to end the weekend and a way to kick off the week. Ron got off at the last stop.
I don't blame him.
Oh, man. So when is the STS going to have a meet and greet? Oh, boy. Well, to be honest, I know I'm going to be at the GSMTS this coming weekend, the one in April, and of course the big one, well, I call it the big one. It's the one where I have the open house, and that's in October. As far as the STS crew going ahead and basically quote unquote sponsoring a meet and greet, we really can't seem to get on the same page with that. What's this? Open Dodge? Oh, goodness. An institution in this household. Most of the family watches. Oh, goodness.
And one of the few times Ryan lets Opa have a few minutes. All right.
That's great. So, but yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's been a heck of a ride. I can't wait to see where we go next. And what have you got? Well, besides your unboxing, what else have you got coming up? I know you still finishing out that restaurant diorama, or
Yep. I would like to have it finished this weekend or this coming weekend. Yeah, we'll see
Gotcha.
how that goes. I have a couple of 3D prints I want to get finished.
Gotcha.
I want to print my my phone booth. I'm gonna print that in clear resin and light it.
Nice.
So
You're gonna have Superman coming out of that phone booth? Or no, that would be really cool to have Clark Kent go in and Superman come out. That would be interesting.
that would be cool.
I want to see somebody pull that off. Yeah, I guess I can see you pulling it off on a larger scale, but in nature, that would be interesting.
It could be done, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen some things done in nature scale that were kind of amazing. It's like,
Well, I printed, and Lynn, to answer Lynn's question, yes, I have thought about it, but I kind of like freedom, so I never pursued it. I printed some vehicles for Brian over at the Iron Horse Railroad, and they were in, I think they were 1 to 330 scale. These were tiny, and I mean they weren't highly detailed. Of course, it was I think it was like a '68 Chevelle SS that I printed for him, and you could tell what it was. I mean, it came out. I was really impressed at how well that came out.
yeah. Speaking of 3D printers, I finally got mine to work, but you see the mess that I ended up with.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first attempt. That was the second attempt. And it was,
Okay.
I did get it working, but the issue that I've got now is trying to find stuff that I can print it, because it's interesting. The printer is a Da Vinci.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not a Da Vinci. It's a XYZ printer, but it's not using the XYZ software. It's actually using another software, because apparently the XYZ software stunk from what I was able to find online. And I went over to the other software, but for whatever reason, I went to try and print. Was looking at one of the prints, and the thing was like 5 times the size of the bed of the printer. And I'm like, what is going on here?
That's real common. What software is it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Or Lychee?
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, and it's on the other. It's on the computer, and I'm not anywhere close to it at the moment. So
everyone that I've used will allow you to scale it.
Okay.
So you can get it either up or down to whatever whatever makes sense. But I've seen that a lot is with models that you download. They're either tiny or gigantic.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was freaking me out. I'm like, why can't I why can't I make this thing fit on the freaking bed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, cool. James is having some girders printed for his bridge. That's cool.
Well, that's one of the things that I was thinking about with that bridge over the dam, which this week's video is going to show a little bit more, because I've actually done some scenery work over there. Well, I wouldn't call it scenery work, but I did some work around the bridge and the dam, and then of course I still got a little bit more to do on those archways, but the archways are coming along. It's looking pretty good. I actually have it temporarily sitting over there right now, because I still got to go back and put the mortar lines in. But yeah.
Well, in the last video, it was looking really good.
Thank you. Yeah, when I painted it, obviously you lose a lot of the detail, and that's the reason why I want to come back and put those mortar lines in, so it actually pops it back out. The one thing that does concern me a little bit is I went with the dark gray inside the arches and then used the light gray on the outside, and boy, is it a contrast.
Right.
But I think it'll be okay. If not, I can always go back and paint the archways themselves the dark gray and be done with it. But
Well, I mean, I would think the inside should be darker. It's going to be in some kind of shadow.
right, exactly. Hot dogs and cheeseburgers. I'm not sure what we're talking about. I'm not sure where Joe was going here. Oh, Mr. Pod's in the house. Welcome in, sir. Let's see. What did I missed? I was just going back. Oh, it was Russ that brought up the cheeseburger. Okay. Oh man. So anywho, oh boy, now we're gonna start the whole sports thing. Oh geez. Yeah. Anywho. So all right, cool. Well, I appreciate you jumping in, John.
Oh, no problem, Ray.
I really do. Like I said, I thank you for, going ahead and hey, Frank Steeler fans in the house.
Hey, Frank.
Of course, planting. I guess to a point, Sparky planted the seed, and I kind of, and then you came in with the full on garden hose, and
well, it's actually we can blame Jason, because where I got the idea. You were, of course, had done a couple of sidetrack Sundays, and Jason jumped on one Sunday when you were off, and he happened to mention that he was going to start doing occasionally on Sunday nights when you weren't on. And as soon as he said that, I thought of Wilmer and the On Track Tuesday guys, and I figured, why not? Here's with Ray, Jason, and me. There's three of us already. And
right.
Then, I can't remember who exactly mentioned Heath, but
nobody wants to take the blame for that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely not taking the blame for that one.
Only kidding, Heath.
If we didn't say stuff like that, Heath wouldn't know who we were. So.
Yeah, but, this is true. This is true. Absolutely. If we didn't pick on each other, it wouldn't be right. So,
right, exactly. That's what makes it fun. I mean,
that's it.
We pick on each other. The people in chat pick on us, and I mean, it's great.
And they pick on each other. So, it's
right.
Oh, did I see that the plumber is on too?
I see. James mentioned Plummer was heading for home. He was at Amherst.
Oh, he was at Amherst too. Okay, I know. Well, I thought I'd seen something about maybe Tammy and Ray were up there as well. I knew that Ron went. I knew that Heath went. Obviously, Sparky was there.
Right.
Artie was supposed to be up there, I think.
Yeah, Artie was there, and Artie got scanned by Mini Prints.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I saw Plummer briefly on one of Tammy and Ray's short videos.
Yeah, I haven't, to be perfectly honest, I haven't been in tune to YouTube at all the last couple of days. I've just been, well, long story, I'll try and shorten this up as much as I can. A couple of weeks ago, I had a new subscriber, and I haven't seen him in here, Chattanooga Southern.
Okay.
And I was watching one of his videos where it goes back to the whole measure twice, cut once thing, where you think you've got everything set, and then you go to put in what you think is supposed to fit in that spot, and it don't fit.
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, dude, you have no idea how many times I've been there, especially with this monster. And then I went back and saw another video. Actually, it was a short where he was saying he couldn't make the fall GSMTS. And I'm like, well, if you were going to Timonium, you've got to be like within an hour and a half or so of Timonium. I'm like, so I found his email and I shot him an email. I was like, where exactly are you? And he's like, oh, I'm over in Delaware. Oh, okay. And he says, I'm supposed to be coming to the February show. I'm going to meet up with Anthony from the Georgia Sun Belt. I'm like, no, okay. So, here it is. I hadn't originally thought about going to that show. But then last weekend, which was the boat show at the Timonium Fairgrounds, the same building, my brother kind of eked me along into that one. And I don't get a chance to hang out with him as much as I'd like. So, him and I, well, it was him and his father-in-law and his brother-in-law and a friend of his father-in-law's. And then Rachel and I went because Dawn was working. So it was like we went over there. We just hung out for a couple of hours. And he said something to me. Then he said, where's the next train show? I said, actually, it's in 2 weeks. And I'm like, he's like, I got to go to that. He said, I'm going to bring the kids down. I'm like, all right, cool. So, so now it sounds like I'm going to be going over there and meeting up with a bunch of different folks. So
cool.
Yeah. And then I know that, hey, Dave. Oh, I thought Dave from Crooked River and Eastern was here. Hey, Ray Bertelson, what's happening, sir?
Oh, Crooked Dave's in Amherst.
Yeah, Crooked Dave apparently was in Amherst.
Yeah.
Holy character. Holy cow. Yeah, I was saying holy character. I was reading something and, never mind. I can't read the cue card. And no, I'm only kidding. I can't read and talk at the same time. It doesn't work. Oh, anyway. We and trust us, but most of us in here know that Artie is a character. I cannot wait to meet him in person. Because that's what I was getting ready to say. I know that he is, I think he taught them, well, him and I were IMing with each other the other day. I think he's going to be down this way in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, I know he's planning on getting down there sometime. I have no idea when, though.
Yeah. And he was saying something to me, too. He'd love to meet up with Rick and obviously with you as well, but I don't know if that's going to be in the cards or not. And I know you're getting closer to the crunch time too.
Oh,
February things are going to start. The business is going to pick up literally.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, Rodney, that's this weekend, the 3rd and the 4th. I was going to mention that no, I didn't want that up there. Anyway,
Joe says that he plans on coming to your house, right?
Hey, I can't guarantee you that there's going to be anything like we've had in the past, but I will. Obviously, when I've got somebody coming all the way over from Delaware, they're more than happy to stop in. Absolutely, because Timonium's only 10 minutes up the road, if that.
Right.
So it's like if you're here for that one, yeah, absolutely. I already warned Rachel and Dawn about that.
Good.
that there might be a few people here next weekend. Oh, geez. John, you forgot to lock the door.
Hey, to John. To John. I heard it was John's 200th birthday. Am I in the wrong place?
Sometimes it feels like it.
Oh my gosh. See, this is what happens when you don't lock the basement door.
Well, see, actually it was Heath's fault. He was the last one in. Always blame Heath. Right?
That's it.
Gotta blame Heath. What's going on?
How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man. Well,
yeah, doing good.
Best as I can. Still got the wonderful gremlins with this freaking rig, but
Well, you look good for 200. I'll tell you that.
I feel like I'm 200. Yeah, we need Nisi up here.
Sure do.
What's going on, Rick?
Oh, same old.
Yeah.
I can't complain. Well, I could, but no one tends to listen. So
what?
He's right.
Oh man! So what you got coming up for your live streams this year? anything interesting, or well, you're still playing around with your kits?
Right. Actually, as a matter of fact, this is the first time that I've actually looked at it since I've been back from Chicago. So, yeah, it still looks the same.
And boy, his arms are tired. Yeah, that's right. You had to go out to Chicago for work.
Yep. Yeah, I was out there for a couple days. Last week.
Oh, geez, that sucks.
We did a good job, so I can't complain. As much as it does suck, we got a lot done. It was a very successful trip. So no complaints.
There you go.
So
there you go.
And the weather was really relatively the same, so I really can't complain about that either. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, I tell you what a difference a week makes. Here it is, last Friday, not this Friday, the Friday before, we canceled bowling because we had the snowstorm, the second one in that week.
Right.
And then this past Friday, we're standing outside in windbreakers.
I know.
It's like, what the...
I know.
We went from the Ice Age to Noah's Ark to the tropics. It's like,
hallelujah.
Hey, Tom, good evening, man. Tom's Trains and Things is here.
Hey, Tom.
There you go. Tom's watching from the couch.
What's this? Whoa, wait till the after dark Thanks, Randall. Welcome in there, bud. Oh, geez. You see the things we put up with. It was snowing in Amherst. Well, yeah.
Was it really?
That's it's funny. I think I've mentioned it once or twice. I would love to get up there just once.
Mm-hmm.
Just once to say that I've been there. And every time I think about it, I'm like, man, that is a heck of a, I'm not a big fan of flying to start with. And then you add weather on top of it, whether it be snow, ice, rain, thunderstorms, what have you. And it's like, yeah, no. So that, believe it or not, but the other day I was actually looking into the possibility of taking the train from Baltimore to Boston and then driving from Boston to Springfield. So
I think you can take the train right to Springfield.
Oh, can you?
I believe so. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. Well, I think I mentioned this on one of the streams earlier this year. My nephew is a cross country runner, or a runner, period. He started running for the Richmond Spiders. That's the university, or basically the University of Richmond. And my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and her husband went down to see him. And when they got back, she tells me, she said, it's the weirdest thing. Well, actually, it was when they were down there. She said, it's the weirdest thing. I said, what's that? She said, well, we stopped in DC and we had to change trains. And I'm like, yeah, it's because everything south of DC is still diesel. Anything north of DC is electrified. Right. Everything up here runs off of overhead electric. It runs the Northeast corridor. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. So from DC to Baltimore, you're going to be under the wires, and then from DC south, it's all dieselized. So
makes sense. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Artie was saying the same thing. He says, well, they've got us changing trains in DC. And I'm like, yeah, I know why. But I didn't know that you could take a train straight to Springfield.
I think you can.
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah. Ron Montague says the train will take you right to Springfield.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll work. I'll have to look into that. Once I get some things straightened out, maybe in a year or two, maybe I'll make it a point to try and get up there.
The problem for me is it's the last week in January, and I don't go anywhere in January, December, February, or March.
Right, exactly. And
right.
It's your busy time of year. I completely understand. I mean, you become a hermit.
yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of which, did you guys get a new building to move into, or are you kind of just winging it?
Oh yeah, well, it just about 3 blocks down from where we were. The problem is the building that we were in it was a 10-story building. There was probably 150 offices in there. And since the showstopper, it's been pretty much empty.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the owner of the building was some millions of dollars in arrears on his mortgage. And the
Ooh.
mortgage holder finally got their belly full of it. So they foreclosed on it. So we're about 3 blocks down the street. So it's not a big deal. It's just, it's a hassle, and it was the wrong time of year. And
right before the holiday.
yeah, right. Yeah, if it was summertime, I really wouldn't have cared.
Right. Wait until after tax time. You can do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do with the old building, but now the mortgage holder has an empty building back. So I don't know what good it did them.
That's true.
Yeah.
It went from the possibility of making some money to absolutely not at all.
Leaf flows towards right. Okay. Oh, geez. Well, Ian was just saying about taking the New Jersey Transit to the Jets and Giants Stadium. I know that my daughter and her friends, they can go right around the corner from us and take the light rail from here downtown to the stadiums. So they park their car up here and they just take the train down or the light rail.
Nice.
Yeah, which makes it a heck of a lot easier not paying the park down there and trying to figure out, it's like, get in the car, you go over, you go, 5 minutes down the road, you get on the train that takes you down there.
Right.
So,
it beats fighting the traffic and everything.
Yeah, the only thing that stinks is when you go to leave, because it just doesn't seem like they've got enough trains ready for all the people leaving.
Right, right.
But,
hey, there's Ken Amos. Good to see you, Ken.
Hey, Ken. Welcome in, sir. But, yeah, I mean, it's, What you got?
Who?
You. You said something.
What? Oh, I'm saying howdy to Ken. Everybody else said hi, so I figured I'd say howdy.
Fried.
All right, Ray. I think I'm gonna drop out.
All right, bud.
I wanted to come in and hang out with you for a little bit, but I'm starting to wind down here.
I appreciate it, sir, and thank you again for getting this gang of goofballs together and trying to hold things together.
Are you going to make it to Sparky's meet and greet?
I don't know. What is that date?
May 18th and 19th.
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, that's the same weekend as the bowling banquet, and we may end up having to shift things around anyway because we lost last Friday.
Oh, right.
So we might be pushed out a week, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen yet, but I do know right now that weekend is that's off the table.
Oh, that's a shame. Rick, are you going to make it?
I don't. Remind me. I think I heard it was in Jim Thorpe. Is that right?
Yeah,
Jim Thorpe. Yeah.
I'm on the fence. Maybe, possibly, but I could.
Just watch that fence, man. That can hurt if it's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, if you sit the wrong way.
It's not far on the other side of the Lehigh Tunnel.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I think I went up there paintballing one time.
Okay.
So yeah, not far.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Ray and Rick, have a good night. Everybody in chat.
All right.
I will see you next
John.
week.
Take it easy, John.
Take care. Thank you.
Oh man, sheesh. A tough crowd.
Yeah.
As long as it isn't a picket fence.
For all I know, it could be a barbed wire fence. I don't know.
That could hurt just as much. Oh, geez. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to get up there to Jim Thorpe. I just don't know if it's going to be in the cards or not. We'll see.
Gotcha.
We'll see. But all right. Anything else happening there, Rick?
No. I got 2 projects on the workbench. Other than that,
Still haven't evicted the wife out of your train room yet?
not yet. Not yet. No.
Hi, Jen. I'm kidding.
You tugging at the beard.
Oh boy. But anyway. All right. Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna swing over and show what I was
Yeah, go ahead.
going
Yeah,
to.
Ian, I think it was Skirmish USA. Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and get OBS back up here a minute. And that's the only problem working on this computer. I can't see everything.
All right.
Oh, that's interesting. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
That's interesting. When I went ahead and switched to this camera, for whatever reason, the echo in the headphones went away.
Oh, that means you have 2 microphones on the other scene.
That's really interesting.
We'll have to look at that.
Yeah, more than likely, what it is it's probably the C922 that was active. But
Probably.
all right. Anyway,
So you got some Bachman Easy Track there.
yes, I do. That actually came out of one of the things that I'm getting ready to show. One of the things that I had talked about, and Ron over at Classic Model Trains had talked about a while back, was the interesting thing with some of the Bachman, the old 80s and 90s Bachman trains, where instead of the locomotive being the power, and as you can see, I can sit here and spin these.
Right.
Closer. You know, this is not powered. The power is in the tender.
In the tender, yes.
So
I remember that.
Yeah, this is. And yes,
Nice.
it goes in both directions. Now I don't run these. Of course, this thing is. Obviously, one of the reasons why I don't run this is the electrical pickups are all back here. Well, it's not going to run over a turnout. Obviously, not that close. So,
no.
Electrical pickup is a bit of a problem with that one. So then we've got. So that one there is one that doesn't come apart. But this one here, and this one might look somewhat familiar. This one here is the Lafayette. That was the DeWitt Clinton. This is the Lafayette. Now, like I said, I can put this on the track and then knock it off the track while I'm at it. Because, and you can probably, I don't know if the gearing is going to show up on this or not. That way. There we go.
Yep.
You can see the gears for this. So this is the same. This one here isn't as tight as the DeWitt Clinton is, as far as, the where the electrical pickups are. But this thing is a bit of a pain. And of course, because there's a little pin that goes into a loop. Now, the earlier when I was messing, that's right. This one here runs pretty good. In both directions.
So you can run that just as a tender? Essentially?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
You think that's wild, Rick? Wait a minute. Let me show you the cream of the crop.
Ron Montag said he had one of those a long time ago.
This is a replica of the Orient Express that Bachman did years ago.
Okay.
This is one of my favorites, and as you can see, it's the same thing. I mean, this thing freewheels. This thing has absolutely got no power to it whatsoever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's a pain. Especially when you forgot to bring over a flathead screwdriver. That you can pick the side. There we go. Thankfully, I've still got a little bit. There's the motor. The motor is in the tender with one heck of a lead weight.
Wow.
And this thing is actually, not only has it got this massive lead weight, it's also got traction tires. So this side here is the pickup. This is the drive side.
Okay.
And the way that this thing, that was pretty good, right? Nope, wrong direction. Here we go. So that is the tender. Now, I have no idea what they were thinking. I'm going to try to put this somewhat back together. No idea why they thought that doing it this way would be a good idea. I have no clue what the purpose was of putting the power, especially for this type of a locomotive. I mean, there should be plenty of room up inside that boiler and all to be able to put the motor. But instead, like I said, they put it. I'm having a. And this one here, the pin is on the tender. And did I not? Did it? No, I don't have it on the track. Of course not. This is one of those ones I've got to bring it back out and let it run around the layout, because this set, this Orient Express set, to me was just, for what it was when it came out, was just a very detailed piece. I mean, this, and I know that the lighting over here kind of stinks, but there is a lot of detail for what was essentially a low end or a mid range set. I mean, even the cars that came with it, the passenger cars that came with it, when we got it, you actually had to go into the diner car, and in the diner car, you actually had to put the lamps on the tables. So you had the shade, then you had the brass lamp, the lamp itself, and then there was a hole in the table that it all got glued together.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was insane. I'm sorry, I should have been back over here first.
It's okay.
But yeah, you had to put all that, and then they had all of the roof venting that you had to put on and everything else. It was insane. You know, like I said, just the details for what was essentially a mid-range set was just incredible. But yeah, that one I think I've had that set since 1981, maybe.
Wow.
That was a Christmas present from my grandparents. And the set itself is still pretty much, I mean, it's pretty much intact. I don't think the track's in it anymore. Hold on a second.
1981. Yeah, I was a Christmas present for my parents too, that same year.
All right, let's see how much of a mess I can make of this.
I was just telling everyone in 1981 I was a Christmas present for my parents too.
Okay. Like I said, let's see how much of a mess I can make of this. Get off of their wire. Here we go. Yeah, I know I've shown this set off. I know I've shown this set off at least once. A while back when I did the European invasion thing. Yeah, there's the instructions. This here was all done by Joff. And of course, the Opa Dodge could probably correct me on how that's actually said, but Yeah, that was the instructions for how to put the lighting circuits into it. Yeah, the whole 9 yards. I mean, like I said, you can see. Let me get this. This is the diner. Yeah, but you can see the little lamps.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Those are each individually applied details on the inside. We had to put the accordion pieces, the end pieces on each car. None of that was on there. So you got the cars, and then you had to put them together. And one of these cars has got a whole lot of detail on the roof, and I forget which. Yeah.
So did those pieces all came with, or are you saying?
No, it all came in this box.
Okay.
But you had to put it together.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have the track or the power supply in here anymore. That's gone. Remnants of when my father put the circuits in this thing. It's a piece of threshold, from the piece of brass threshold. There's another piece. There's a piece of copper in here too.
There you go.
I didn't realize that was still in here. But yeah, I mean, we did put lights in these things, and the way he did it, you can see it's just a brass wiper over top the wheels, with a wire that goes up to the lights, and then of course you got the one on the other side, and just like a locomotive, these are insulated, so it's only picking power up from one rail.
Right.
One truck will pick it up from the one rail, the other one picks it up from the other. But yeah, I remember us having to modify the plastic on this, because once you put the accordion pieces on the ends, it made the cars longer than the insert. So we had to cut the insert for them to sit back in here. You have to remember, back in the 80s, actually late 70s, early 80s, this railroad came up in October and was torn down in February, March time frame. And it's set up in the rolling stock and the locomotives and such didn't sit in my grandparents' garage, but the layout itself did. So this thing came down, like I said, it went up in October, the end of October, and came down the beginning of February. So, so everything got packed back up, and that is still. Let's see here. I'm going to try something here in a second. Watch me screw something up.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Let's see here. All right.
One thing at a time.
Capture audio only. Desktop audio direct.
Look at the properties of your camera and make sure that there's not a microphone attached to it.
Well, that's the problem. It is.
So if you've got a microphone attached to it and you have a microphone in your sources, that's two microphones.
Right, exactly.
So take out the one that's attached to your microphone.
The problem is that's the only microphone that's in the sources is the HyperX mic.
Right, but if you go into the properties of the camera that we're looking at,
right,
there's an option in there that says, do you want to use this microphone? If that microphone is selected, then you technically have two microphones, even though that's the same microphone.
Which is odd, because I don't see that thing for. I don't see anything in here for using the.
I think it's the last option. Wait, I'm going into it now. Properties.
Let me see if that didn't do anything for me. And that didn't do anything for me. So there's only three options there. It says audio output motors, audio capture, output the desktop, and output the desktop. There's nothing about turning it off. But that's okay. I'm the only one that's here.
So the button underneath of that says use custom audio device, that is not checked?
No, that is not. It is now.
Okay, so if you leave it unchecked, then there's no audio going through that device.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm not sure what your issue is.
I'm not sure where the echo is coming from. And right now it doesn't really, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sweat it.
The south down switching layout. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
welcome in. Welcome in. First time I've seen that name in here. Welcome in.
Same.
Oh boy. What the heck was JD up here talking about?
I don't know.
I'm not.
Sheet slitter.
Yeah, to be honest, folks that were asking about that particular set, like I said, my grandparents, God rest their souls, bought me that way back when, and I've made it a point, like a couple of the other ones. It's funny, the Lafayette and the what the heck is the other one? The John Bull. I think the other one's the John Bull. When they came out with those. My dad wasn't really a fan of them. He didn't like it because they were olive drab green. And in fact, the John Bull actually looks like the cars that came with it actually look like they had stagecoaches painted on the side of it, which is the way it actually was. Because the DeWitt Clinton originally, when it ran, it pulled modified stagecoaches as its passenger cars. Take it easy, Joe. Yeah, you guys don't hear the echo, but I'm hearing it in the headphones.
Oh yeah, it's just Ray. He
it's
likes
just
to hear
me.
Himself talk, so
yeah.
He's got it done twice.
The funny thing of it is if I go over to the other view when I'm looking with the other camera, it's not there. So I don't know what the deal is with that. There's something inside of OBS that's screwing with me, but that's, like I said, this thing has been driving me. I'm just glad it's working, because when I first started messing with this at 1 o'clock this afternoon, it was driving me crazy because nothing was working. Yeah, Rick, you almost got I was telling John before the show, I said I had to unplug everything, restart the computer. I downloaded the new version of OBS, and then I had
never do that before a live show.
And then I had to plug everything back in one by one until I got everything. I'm like, oh, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, well, it was doing that before I upgraded. I'm like, you know what? I've got time. Let me try it and see what happens and see if it fixes some of this stuff, which it did. But the only thing it didn't fix was this wonderful something in here is just not right. But that's, it's the person sitting in the seat that's not right.
Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Yeah, it's an ID10T error. It's amazing. It's like I was telling John, I deal with this crap on a weekly basis. You'd think I'd be able to figure this out. No, because this isn't what I mess with.
Right.
But at any rate. So yeah, I mean, like I said, what happened was when I guess it was 2 or 3 years after we moved in with my mother-in-law, I went ahead and I went back because I've actually got 2 of the DeWitt Clinton sets. The first one I made the mistake, which is the original one from the 1980s. I don't think it's repairable. I made the mistake of putting it on the turntable and didn't realize that the bridge track and the outbound track were on different polarities. And when that thing hit the bridge, yeah, it screwed it up, and it never did run after that. So I went ahead and I found somebody on eBay that was selling all 3 kits: the DeWitt Clinton, the Lafayette, and the John Bull. And I'm like, this is perfect. And then the price was great. I think I paid maybe $120 for all 3.
Wow.
They were like $40 a shot. Yeah, it was like $40 a shot. And like I said, this was probably 20 some years ago. But I was like, yeah, I'll take that. And then when I got them, and they were brand new in the box, they had never been touched. So that's why I said I keep them in their boxes. I don't run them except for on if I decide I want to bring them out and jog them, that's that. Because to me, it's one of these things if you leave this stuff sit too long, it's a pain to get it, especially with those that have these small tenders with them. To try and get them things, mechanically back up to snuff would be a complete pain in the rear end, especially since I don't know how they come apart. I don't even want to think about taking them apart because here it is. You're talking probably something that's the size of N scale once you get into it. I was just looking at the one from the Lafayette. I was looking to see. I don't even see how the heck this thing is supposed to come apart. I don't even want to think about having to take it apart to try and clean it up. But, so they stay in the box once or twice a year. I bring them out here and let them, well, like I said, the DeWitt Clinton, I can't run on the layout because it would go from one set of turnouts to another, and that would be about as far as it would go. The John Bull or the Lafayette, no, I'm sorry, the John Bull would probably make it a little bit further. The John Bull would definitely, and that's this one here. And I thought this one was tender driven too, but it's not. Let me get the other camera back over here a second. No, I just transitioned it right to this one here. I thought was driven by the tender, and it's not. It's actually everything is being picked up and driven by the locomotive itself. So the motor is actually up inside that boiler, and you see the size. You see the size of the HO scale guy sitting on the back of this thing. That's wow. Yeah, the motor is inside the boiler. It's not going to pull
too much.
No, it's not. Well, the cars are extremely this thing does not run very well at all. There's no weight in the front end, and that's where part of the pickups are. And it kind of bounces down the track. Which is a bit of a problem. I had actually at one point in time bought a small piece for those folks that fish, a small piece of split shot and actually dropped it down inside the smokestack to try. And of course, I don't know what happened to that weight, but yeah, this thing just kind of bounces down the track. It's not a very good runner. Let me see if I can get this thing. Hey, well, I got it on the track the first time. Let's go ahead and transition this back over real quick. And I'm going in the wrong direction.
So Ray Bertelson says he's never seen a tender-driven locomotive. I wouldn't know where to start. I would say start at the back end and work your way forward.
Yeah, you see how I've got to basically push down on the stack to get this thing to even pick up power.
Oh, wow.
Because it's just too light in the front of the locomotive.
Gotcha.
But it's still a neat little set.
Is there any weight in the back end of it?
The only weight that's in the back end of it is where the motor is. It's the problem. The problem is the front truck is where the pickups are.
Yeah.
And it runs back. In fact, you can see the electrical. There's the two wires that are coming in. It's like they're almost the wiring that comes back is almost the size of what would be grain of wheat going back to the motor.
Yeah.
The motor is right there by the gear, and you see those two little silver things. That's the electrical wires that are going up to the motor.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like who came up with that idea? I'm going to transition this thing back a minute. I want to see something. No. Huh.
Hello, Tina.
Hey, Tina. Yep. No. Stop.
Oh, I'm running the intro.
Did it actually play audio?
I didn't hear anything.
No, I didn't think so.
I didn't think you had anything that far yet in.
No, it's now. Can you still hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that interesting? I found the problem.
What was the problem?
The problem is that in the audio mixer, I've got the HyperX mic, and then there's another one that says mic aux. And the mic aux, the mic aux had the HyperX assigned to it as well. So the mic was actually there twice. Hey, no more echo. Woohoo! Start
Who,
playing.
what, where are you going?
Start playing Rush's Test for Echoes, you know? That was a little before your time.
Bernard C. is in the house.
Welcome in, Bernard. Inked Rails is here, too. I just noticed that.
Rails stopped in, yeah.
Yep. So, Kyle Stevens, I know, has been here. Hey, Tina, did he get you your mug yet?
Right here.
Yeah. I knew that was coming. So, no, we can't hear you. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ed. Everybody's a critic. So, yeah. Just been like I said, it's been a wild week. Wild week.
Yep.
So, anywho, yeah, just one other. You haven't fallen off the rails yet. Yeah, no. Nope, not yet. Nope. I'm trying not to fall off the rail or go off the rails. Audio is 5x. Yep, I got you, Russ. Thank you. Wall to wall and treetop tall. Rick. What are we going to do with you?
I don't know.
See, Tina, you just have to go over there and smack him a little bit. It'll be fine. Yeah. So, any rate,
she knows better. I kind of like that.
Oh, no. Good thing we can't hear the voices in Ray's head. Yeah, you don't want to be in my head. Absolutely not. Needs Missy J. She's hiding tonight. I don't blame her. What live stream ever truly stays on the rails? And John number 2 does a pretty good job of sticking to it.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah, no flashers. Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
Rick the Masochist. Nice.
So, anywho, how's everybody else doing over there, Rick?
Like who?
The fam, dude.
Who are we talking about? Shh, it's quiet. Don't say anything. You'll wake them up. Just stick with the voices in your head.
Oh
no, everyone is good over here. Everyone is finally healthy after a rough fall and winter season. Kids are doing good. No complaints. No complaints at all.
Good.
How about on your side?
Everybody's good. You know, everything is going. You know,
good.
You know,
good.
It is what it is. we just kind of grin, bear it, and move on. You know,
there you go.
What else can you do?
We were just Jen and I were just sitting down earlier looking at places for vacation this year.
Cool. When you guys headed down?
I think this year we chose the week of July 13th. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me Let me, now that I think about it, hang on a second, because I think that might be my week. July, hang on a second. July. Yeah, the July 15th to the 19th. So
I think that's the week that we'll be heading back when you guys are headed down.
that's the way we always do. That's the way it seems like we always do. Yeah.
Oh,
So I think we'll actually be down there on Saturday the 13th. I think that's when we're going down. So apparently you didn't get enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't they say they're saying don't poke the beehive and don't poke the bear. Is that legal in Maryland? What?
I don't even want to know.
I don't even want to. I don't know where that one was going. Yeah, I think. I think we're supposed to head down. I think it's the 5th of July, but ours is Friday to Friday.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I remember you saying that last year. You guys.
Yeah, we've been doing Friday to Friday.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, Steve. No, she hasn't gotten it back. That's why she's going to go over there and beat him up.
I'd say it looks like the same place we always go, Ocean City, Maryland. We were actually thinking of maybe going to Virginia Beach this year, but the prices on things didn't seem quite right for our budget. So,
right. Yep. Ugh. All right. Well, it's 8 after 9, and I gotta get things cleaned up down here so I can actually use the work desk, because right now it's got the boxes for the for the train sitting on it. So it's gonna be kind of hard to work tomorrow if that stuff's still sitting there.
I hear you.
Steve was asking if Maryland was 420 friendly yet. To be perfectly honest, I'm not 100% sure. Hey, Jack, welcome in. Good to see you. Darby Rail Services. Hey, we appreciate it. Like I said, if it's the chat over here, that you guys keep us going. No, not you. You know what? There we go. It's the chat over here that makes us all.
They all know who the star of the show is. Come on, everybody. Let's hear round of applause. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
All in good fun.
Absolutely. Thanks, Santa Fe Bob. Appreciate it. Absolutely. I want to keep this train rolling as long as we can. Absolutely. This group of folks, between the group that we've got now and the group that started it all with Jason and Heath, and it's just a great group of folks. Great group of folks. And then of course those of you in chat that hang out with us every Sunday, it's greatly appreciated. We wouldn't have kept doing this if it weren't for you all, to be perfectly honest.
So true.
You guys that shown the support and of all of us. It's just what makes this community go around, and that's Rachel and Rick, and then there's
Rachel
Ray.
and Rick, and then there's Ray. Yes.
All right, I see how it is. Thanks, Ray. Jeez.
Oh man.
Sounds good, Rodney. Yeah. Oh, great. Blame us. No, not blaming you. Thanking you. It's. Yeah. Oh no. Rick truly would be bored after a while.
Happy bored after a while. Yeah. Yeah. I get bored listening to myself every so often.
So are you going to start a Petticoat Junction scene with a water tank too? I guess he's getting back to the John Bull and them. No, I like I said, I don't run those often because of what they are. They're so diminutive. Yeah, whatever. They're everything in there is just so stinking small. To have to try and work on it to any extent is not something that I even want to think about. Ray fills in for Rachel. I'll let her know that, Rodney.
You know how it is. Ray's show starts and the crowd's already going, Rachel.
Oh, Ray, I hear you, bud. I absolutely this is, it's not to dampen the mood any, but I know on Friday, they're one of the fellows that was in Opa Dodge's chat was going through a bit of a rough time. And to be perfectly honest, I've been there. I've been there. I've unfortunately done that. And I've had those, and in fact, earlier this year, with the holidays and all, the holidays still, it's far. I'm far enough, or it's been far enough removed that it doesn't bother me as much. But the holidays still stink. Knowing that my dad and my mom aren't here, and so on and so forth, and that's not something that ever goes away. And, like I was saying, on Friday, it's like sometimes these live streams, they do get sidetracked. But for something like that, absolutely it should. We're here to help each other, whether it's helping each other on the railroads or just helping each other out, emotionally, or however, sometimes you need that. And sometimes, unfortunately, you can't always depend on those that are close enough to understand. I know they do, but after a while, it becomes, I hate to say, old hat. And sometimes you just need to talk to somebody else. You need to vent. You need to rant. And I'm not saying that that's what we do, but the flip side is we're here, we listen. If you got a problem, we'll try to help. That's the whole thing. We're here to help each other no matter what. Whether, like I said, whether it's on the railroad or supporting otherwise, and always. That's what it is. That's absolutely what it is. Like I said, everybody here has been that. Most of us in here have been through it. Those of us that are 45, 50 plus definitely have been through it. Unfortunately, those that are younger are going to go through it. But, like I said, we help each other, we support each other, and we move on. That's what we do. So anytime I can put a smile on somebody's face, I think I've done my job. Even though it is, wherever you are, to wherever I am, wherever I am, and I'm not sure where I'm at, but
anybody seen Ray?
No. I don't have my shirt on tonight. I don't have my billboard on tonight, as my buddy Big John calls it. You can't miss him. He's got his billboard on. Yeah, I hear you, Jack, and you're, that's the thing, Kyle. It's just, we gotta, like I said, we gotta help each other. That's what we're here for. That's it's my buddy. It's my buddy out west, Mr. Rodney. Oh man. So at any rate, well, folks, it's quit playing around. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Jack, I don't know, man. You Grandpa Rails moved a little too close there, bud.
Yeah, JD earlier was saying how the weather's like 60s and 70s. Now that he can't complain about the sun going down too late, he's going to complain.
Yeah,
how
he's going
warm
to
it is
talk
down
about the
there.
freaking temperature. Yeah, damn it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the band needs to go ahead and get together and figure out when we're going to freaking record the next episode. Damn it.
Soon.
Soon.
Soon as I make some progress.
Well, like I told you, the only thing I got to do is I got to cut the roof and put it on there. And I actually picked up some other roofing material, but I'm not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that yet because I haven't even messed with it. But it was one of these things. But Rachel had acquired over the holidays a nativity scene from my sister-in-law. The problem of it was all the lichen that was supposed to be in the manger area was gone. That's how old the thing is. And she's like, do you know where we can go? I says, well, you can go over to Joanne's or Michael's. I'm sure that they've got it. So we made a trip to Joe. We took a Father Day, Daughter Day, and went over to Michael's and spent money right after Christmas. bought her some lichens so she could put that in the manger scene. She did a really good job with it too.
Awesome.
Yeah. Tammy and Ray made it in.
Well,
nice.
I'm not sure which Ray they were talking about.
Oh,
if it was Ray Bertelson.
No, there's hello, Mom and Son. Somebody, hey, they're here.
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Tammy and Ray, welcome in.
I totally missed. Sure enough. There we go.
Yeah. hey, Rick. Woof.
Yep.
They're never going to live that down.
There's the wolf pack. Wolf pack in the house.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there she is. She was lurking.
Oh, she was waiting this. We called her name enough times.
Like Beetlejuice.
Yes, exactly. Usually we say Heath and he shows up. Well, he did that
That's
earlier
true.
too. Him and Ron were in here a little bit ago, at the very beginning. Yeah, they were on the train back south.
Oh, nice.
From Amherst. Yeah, one of these days, like I said before, one of these days I'd love to get up there. One of these days I'd love to just. It's funny because, and I don't know how many people have heard me talk about this before. With the job that I do, the team that I've got, there are 6 or 7 folks on the team that live up in the Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut area. And
Right.
2 of them have been over to the Big E for the train show. And they're not train people. And they said the one fellow was telling me, he says, I just make it a point just to go just to see. He says, and every time he says, he says, it just blows me away to see all the stuff. So, here it is. You've got non-model railroading people that go to those shows. And that says something, and
It's like Melrose. It's just a place to be.
Yeah, well,
everybody who knows goes to Melrose.
So, but like I said, I'd love to get up there one just to see it. Just to see it.
I'm with you.
Mom and Son. It was great. I'm exhausted following Ray zigzagging through everything, meeting the rest of the guys. Nice. I was trying to do it remotely, but it's down again. No. Yeah. I think he's talking about his obsession.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually finally put the. I was telling John earlier. I finally put the bridge back in place. I don't know if I told him this part, but I actually did run a couple of trains this afternoon. First time in over a month and a half. It's like, and I was jonesing, man. I had to run something. So, Amherst is 2 hours away from Ed. Nice. Take it easy, Kyle.
Wait a second. Fred Wild says, I'd love to make it to Amherst, but 1,600 miles is a bit far for a train show. I don't know, dude. You made it all the way to Pennsylvania. We're just talking about a couple states more.
You're right.
Hell, I know. For that matter, stop here. I'll take you the rest of the way.
Yeah, right. Carpool. Heath did a 360-degree walkthrough video that shows just how. Yeah, well, it's like I was explaining to my wife and daughter. It's one of the things that gets me. Here it is. For those of us in the Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Delaware, Southern Pennsylvania area, the big show here for us has always been Timonium. It's always been the Great Scale Model Train Show. Anybody, the GSMTS is the place that you go to, especially the one in October. But you know, that's one building on the fairgrounds. And when I was telling the guys from work about it, they're like, "Oh man, you need to come up here to Springfield. That's 4 buildings." And I started looking at it, and I'm like, "Well, that one of those buildings is about the same size as the Cow Palace down here. So you multiply that by 4. Holy cow, that's a lot of stuff. That is it's a lot." But I also get it because, especially this year, I saw that, the manufacturers are there. Atlas was there. Bachmann was there. I'm sure that the other ones were there too, but that was the 2 that I had heard about. And that's insane that the actual manufacturers are sending representatives to set up a booth at that show. You don't see them down here at the GSMTS. I'm sorry.
No.
They're not coming here for that. No, sorry. But yeah. Oh man. Still looking to move there, Ken, eh? Not sure how, but the crowd in Pennsylvania helped. Okay. Where is my replacement standing? She's in bed. She's had a long week too. Let's see. Amherst has 4 buildings, trying to keep over the. Yeah, I was looking at it. Like I said, I was looking at it earlier. I was thinking about taking a train up because this time of year flying just isn't. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And I was looking, and for me to get from Baltimore's Penn Station up to Boston is like just over 7 hours. So, no, it's the mother-in-law's place. I'm doing it over. Oh, I got you. Nice. To a point though, Jack, I wonder if that would water it down too much. Because I think that it seems to me like Amherst is like the Mecca. I mean, it's like everybody's, here it is. We're sitting here talking about it. It just ended the day, and we're talking about, oh yeah, I've been thinking about making it next year. It's like, it's a big show. It's the place to show the new releases and what you got coming, and but yeah, I don't know if that would really work out, and especially after the showstopper. I think probably leaving it once a year is probably their way to do it. Hey, Ray.
How are you, buddy?
Rodney was saying it would be 6 hours and 16 minutes for him to Springfield. Yeah, I was looking to Boston. I didn't realize the train would take you to Springfield. That would be nice. You don't have to drive or anything. It just drops you off right there at the doorstep. But Bernard C saying it's 2023.8 miles for him.
I think Grandpa Rail sneezed. Amherst is the.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's just like I'd love to get up there just once. And of course, when I sat there and started talking about it, then my daughter's like, "Well, we'll all go up, and you can go to the train show, and Mom and I'll go shopping." I'm like, "Oh boy, I see where this is going."
Well, wait. If Rachel's going, then I got a reason to go now. The babysitter's. The kids love shopping.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. Oh geez. Amherst is the Comic-Con of model railroading.
Sounds like it.
I was going to say, just from looking at the opening day when they opened the show and the pictures or the video that Heath was sharing, there is a lot of people. A lot of people there. Inked Rails, the race to see who's going to spend more money, Ray or the family. I probably wouldn't walk out with as much, but I guarantee you I'd probably spend more. Take it easy, Tim. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Anyway, I've been trying to end this thing for 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
Somebody just keeps throwing more coal in the fire. This train's a running.
So it looks like I just real quickly Googled for next weekend. Amtrak for me would be 30th Street Station straight to Springfield, Massachusetts. It's a 4-hour and 54-minute trip, so just about 5 hours. Coach is $110.
Round trip or one way?
That's round trip.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. That wouldn't be
Night,
too bad.
Tammy. Take it easy, Randall. Funny thing is, I didn't buy anything. The only thing that I bought was early last year, and that was from the biggest things I bought were from Anthony down at the Georgia Sunbelt. That was that goat and that camelback that I bought from that buddy of his that was selling them off, those 2-man TUA units. Wait a minute. Only a certain thing I would like to see wouldn't take me long to get done. Oh, so anywho, well, folks, like I said, the Great Scale Model Train Show, I call it show number 1 for the year, is going to be next weekend. Good luck with Artie if he makes it your way. Well, he's supposed to in a couple of weeks, from what I understand, Tammy.
Yes.
So, but so the first show of the first GSMTS of the year is next weekend. And so like I said, because of the fact that I've got at least one new subscriber that's in the area and, going to be headed this direction. He was supposed to be meeting up with Anthony from the Georgia Sunbelt. So we're going to meet up over there, and then there's possibility that the fellow that I met down at the Baltimore Streetcar Museum might be out here next weekend as well. So I will we'll definitely have to see what happens with that. Thanks, Grandpa. Appreciate it, sir. Take it easy. It was great catching up with you guys. Best until next time. Keep your boilers full and your powder dry. Uh-huh.
There you go.
So, all right, folks, don't forget, next Sunday, it's John number 2 from the Schuylkill River Valley will be on the air. He'll be doing his thing with his diorama with that diner that he's been putting together. That's Dwayne's Fork and Spoon, if I'm not mistaken. The Dwayne's Fork and Spoon Diner.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah. Rodney says he's going to go by bicycle. Right. Good luck with that. Take it easy, Darby. Everybody else, you all know the deal. Wait for the high ball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Be safe. God bless. We will see ya. And